In this lecture, we are going to discuss AI opt-outs and opt-out challenges. Specifically, when it comes to opt-outs, we're going to look at human alternatives, and then we're going to look at some recent studies that have tried to get large language models to unlearn data they were trained on. When it comes to human alternatives, it's important to understand that some laws require a human alternative. Now, this can be burdensome. If the point of adopting AI is to minimize administrative burden, then requiring human alternatives for all of those cases potentially will defeat the purpose of having artificial intelligence. What is more practical then is to have a right to human appeal. Under certain circumstances, for example, an individual who maybe was denied a bank loan would be able to appeal this decision. During this appeal, a human would review the application, the algorithm's output, and then make a determination. They would either support the original decision or they would overturn the decision, therefore accepting the application for a loan. When it comes to human oversight, we can think of there as being two forms. One is oversight over the program itself. In a previous lecture, we discussed the human in the loop and human on the loop alternatives. A human that is in the loop is involved in accepting or denying an AI recommendation. A human on the loop has the option of overturning or diverting an AI decision at any time. The second form here, bypassing a program with an alternative process, would be what we see above, for example, the right to human appeal. Otherwise, when it comes to opting out of an AI model, there are a couple challenges. One challenge we can see with regards to facial recognition. So in order to opt out of an AI system scanning your face or accepting your face as input, it actually requires that the AI model already have your image on file. So the AI would scan your face, would run it against those who had opted out, would identify you as someone who opted out, and therefore not do any more processing. But you can see the challenge there, right? In order to opt out, you have to be in the system. Similarly, at least at the time of recording, this idea of unlearning or removing data that the model has already trained on is unfeasible. I've provided a couple screenshots here at the bottom with a number of different studies that have tried this. And it seems like with some unique cases, this is possible. And so the third screenshot at the very bottom, the one with the article titled, "Who's Harry Potter? Approximate Unlearning in LLMs," what these researchers did, they were able to get the large language model to unlearn Harry Potter specific terminology. Now, for those that are Harry Potter fans, you know that the Harry Potter universe has its own special vocabulary. Names of spells, names of creatures and individuals and so forth that are particular to this universe. And through its unlearning, these researchers were able to overwrite and therefore, quote unquote, remove this vocabulary from the model. However, you can imagine trying to do this with more generic terms and names such as John Smith and Jane Doe would be more challenging. In this mini lecture, we went over human alternatives and opt-out challenges. When it comes to human alternatives, remember that some laws require this, even though it can be very burdensome. It's more practical in most cases to have a right to human appeal. It would be a hopefully small number of cases that would take up this human appeal option. For the exam, you need to know that there are two forms of human oversight. They include human oversight over the program itself and bypassing the program or processing completely with an alternative human process. When it comes to AI opt-out challenges, know that in some cases, the opt-out is self-defeating. With facial recognition systems, for example, the individual's face must be on file and in the system in order for the system to avoid processing that individual's image in the future. And some progress is being made with the process of unlearning. You need to know that unlearning is the process of removing data from a model post-training. This has been successful in limited, unique circumstances such as Harry Potter. However, removing generic terms and widely used names may be unfeasible.